Hello and welcome back to Frog Boy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and tonight we're going to talk about FidelityFX Super sampling. We're going to talk about Watch Dogs Legion 60 FPS update on the Xbox Series X and PS5. We are going to talk about the Xbox Series X and S next gen version of Wreckfest for Wreckfest, and we're also going to talk about Battlefield 6 and the possibility that it might be coming to Game Pass. So let's start with FidelityFX Super Resolution. We now know that it is coming out on June 22nd. So I don't know. I would possibly expect Microsoft to pop off with like Gears 5 getting a FidelityFX Super Resolution enhancement like right out of the gate. We know that Microsoft's been working with them. We know the PlayStation's been working with them. So basically what they said today was this FidelityFX is going to be backwards compatible to what do they say, like the 5000 series of Vegas and even the 10 series of NVIDIA graphics cards. This might actually work on last gen consoles too, the GCN. That would be kind of cool. So if they're able to use this technology to upscale games for the last gen consoles, I think we should just keep. I think we should be able to have next gen consoles. Hold on, let me see. Pop out chat. Oh, what's up, yo, Jimbo? Nope, consoles are getting it at the exact same time. It launches for everybody on the 22nd. So that's pretty freaking amazing. Basically for the PC crowd, like DLSS, they basically had it, and they've had their ups and downs with this technology. AMD with the FidelityFX resolution being open source, they'll be able to use this. Any developer will be able to use this. They can even use it on NVIDIA graphics cards. So basically, I kind of feel like it's going to be better in the console space just because we already get our games. Tailor-made for our consoles, right? And now if the developer themselves are tinkering with this FidelityFX Super Resolution for their console games, we're looking possibly 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second being the new norm for our games going forward. If they've only got to put the resolution at like 1080p and still give us a 4K image, this is nuts, man. I've been waiting for this technology to come out and to be able to, for developers to actually be able to use it. What I feel is that they are gonna, like, if the developers tailor make this for our games, I mean, it's going to be on PlayStation 5, it's going to be on on Xbox Series X and S. Like, this is pretty freaking amazing. Honestly, think of we've all seen what DLSS 2.0 can do on NVIDIA graphics cards, how it can make them look really good. I'm not saying by any means that the AMD's software is going to be better, but it's open source, so it can be developed and tinkered with and, changed and updated and upgraded as the generation goes. So we usually have 6 to 7 year console generation. So if you've got 6 to 7 years to continue to iterate and learn this new technology. I'm not saying that the first games to use it are going to be amazing, but they're going to be good. And I'm pretty sure, I think it would be wiser for the developers to just give us preset, like say you want 60 frames a second, because on PC, when you use these technologies, you're getting, 78 FPS and, you can lock them to stable frame rates or whatever, but if they're already tailor-made, oh yeah, by far, Series S, with having this capability, if that thing's only got to render at 720p to get a 1440p image, you gotta think about that. 720p is cheap, and then you get upgraded all the way to 1440p to be able to keep your 60 FPS. Yeah, this is exactly why Fidelity FX and Direct ML is exactly why Microsoft made the Series S with the specs that they made it. They know that 8 GB of RAM is going to be fine. They know that the upscaling technology is going to work just fine because it's only using 4 and 8 bit math to be able to compute this, whereas on Nvidia they have the tensor cores that do all of that calculation for them. But I mean, why they're building out a game, why a developer's building out a game with Fidelity FX super resolution already being in the GDK on the Xbox side, they'll be able to develop that game within that. Yeah, so is what I was kind of hoping with that. You make a good point, Jimbo. If these developers, like say Microsoft, can find a way to put this in the hardware to upscale games, from last generation or anything, without, because they're saying with the way this is set up um that this technology will be able to be, pretty easy to implement, a lot, like it won't be like really super hard. So I'm seriously expecting to see gosh, what is it? Gears 5 come out with a patch pretty shortly after this. Um, from what I understand, Microsoft developers already have access to this, and then everybody else is getting it on the 22nd, I believe, the 22nd of June. So I'm pretty sure if Microsoft has access, I'm pretty sure Sony does as well. Um, I would really love to see this technology be used in Horizon Forbidden West. That would be freaking great. And we've got what, 12 days till Microsoft comes out now with their with E3 and tells us, like shows us what they've got. I'm pretty sure they've got some surprises in there. There's no way they're going to be like, oh yeah, well we ain't got nothing. Or here you go. Here's some gameplay of Halo Infinite. Like they're going to have something. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. With yeah, Xbox has been pretty on top of all of these technologies. Like right when they came out with the gosh, what was it, VRR, or not VRR, but the other one, variable rate shading or something. Didn't Gears 5 already implement that pretty quickly? Like it's already using what, 2.0 or something? And then with the global illumination, they also threw that into Gears 5. Gears 5 is probably their poster child, something that they've been working on, simultaneously while they're building out the new game. So I would expect to see these technologies poster boarded with Gears 5 because they're still updating that game with new content, new multiplayer stuff. So I would definitely expect to see something like that pretty shortly. I'm pretty sure that Microsoft is going to do that. Our best chance at Sony doing something soon would be Ratchet and Clank. And we know that Insomniac, they're good developers. If anybody can do it pretty quickly, it'd probably be them. Maybe even Guerrilla. Pretty sure the new God of War is gonna take advantage of this. And if this technology will work cross-gen, oh my freaking gosh, we might be in for, like, PS4 and PS4 Pro owners. They might be in for a real treat when that Horizon Zero Dawn launches. They might be able to get some really good. They might be able to get really good performance out of that game on the backwards compatible side. That would be awesome. So, yeah, from my understanding, this Fidelity FX Super Resolution is pretty good. I mean, what they were showing us today with that Godfall, like Godfall sucks. I mean, that game just, it doesn't look terrible, but the gameplay on it, I just was like, ooh, duh. So if they can actually, that might actually be the first that might actually be the first game we get with Fidelity FX for the PlayStation 5. They might update that pretty quickly. Because they're already using it on the AMD cards. I mean, that was what they showcased. I I could not imagine them not updating that game for PlayStation 5 and doing it pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't think the Series S is going to hold back the generation. I mean, I thought my thoughts on the Series S was when I first saw that Series S and heard the specs, I was like, all right, Microsoft is gonna split the generation and go for the younger generation and the older generation. And I put out a video about that. And I mean, I still think they should have done that, but in the end, I mean, it's not. I mean, now that they got Fidelity Super Resolution, that Series S is going to definitely be able to hold its own. I mean, I'm thinking we'll be able to. I think it's going to hold pretty close to that 1440p 60 frames a second, if the technology is implemented right, for sure. I would definitely look at that as being a possibility this generation. I mean, so with Nanite in UE5, that technology is basically going to be okay, like performance wise on most stuff. But I'm hearing that the Lumen is all ray traced, and that is really going to tank performance because what not Digital Foundry, but the Alex or whatever from Digital Foundry, he said that what he was seeing was they were saying that this is for next gen consoles rated at 1080p and 60 frames a second. And if you look at the images, that they were showing with that UE5 demo, yeah, exactly, 1440p 60. But if you were looking at that demo, you could see that the shadows were kind of rough and stuff on those. So yeah, I mean, I could see the shadows and the lighting being like 1080p, 60 frames a second or something, and then the Nanite being up to 4K. I mean, that would definitely. But if they put that all out at 1080p at 60 frames a second and then upscale it all the way up, yeah, AMD does have a tendency to inflate stuff, but I mean, we can already see like the performance on our Xbox Series X and our PS5. It just how good it is. Oh yeah, for Series X, I want 4K 60. That's exactly why I bought it. I want that, and I want developers to develop with 60 frames in mind first, and then and then whatever they got to do to get my 4K. I mean, if they have to be Ubisoft graphics the whole generation at 4K, I guess we'll be all right. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Xbox, because of the way they've went for performance, I believe that's going to be the baseline for Xbox this generation. PlayStation, I don't know, man. Everything they've shown us so far that they've come out with has had a performance mode, but it's also heavily advertised at 4K 30. So Ratchet and Clank 4K 30. Now for Horizon Forbidden West, that one came out, for 4K 30, but yeah, exactly. No, they owe you $200. Yeah, that 1440p stuff is pretty bad. So I downloaded the patch for both watchdogs today. Yeah, not at 60 frames a second. It does kind of struggle on certain. Actually, you know what? First, that Watch Dogs Legion patch that launched today, I've played them both, and nice. Thanks for showing up to the live stream. That Watch Dogs Legion 60 FPS patch for both consoles. So I do notice screen tearing on the Series X, but that's it's raining and I'm riding a motorcycle at night, and so when I turn corners really fast, I'll see screen tearing at the top. I'm not seeing that on PlayStation, but it's not raining on the PlayStation, but I do get like a little jerk in it. Oh yeah, VRR definitely won't see that no more. I got to upgrade my TV. I was going to go get one of those here in like the next month or so. That new Vizio, that 55-inch, that M series, just like mine, has VRR in it, but it won't do the 120. And I don't have room in my little gaming space to do 65-inch, so I can't do a P series in here. Yeah, that's true. I'm definitely by the end of this year, or by the end of summer, going to have something with LG Nano 4K 120 hertz HDR10. Yeah, mine does the my Vizio does Dolby Vision, and that's going to be Dolby Vision's going to be coming out here pretty soon as well. Yeah, I think that with Fidelity FX, we won't need 1440p on the PS5 and the Series X. We should be able to get 4K 60 all day with that. And that's like my base expectation is like a 4K 60. I mean, like, please, we should be able to get 4K 60, high fidelity, 4K 60 with Fidelity FX, like no problem. No, no. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they. I haven't tried it on the Series S, but I might look at it. But yeah, I think it is 1080p though. I think that one's running off the Series or the Xbox One S version. Maybe it. Yeah, I think it is 1080p 60 on. Oh no, I don't know if it's 60 on that or not. I'll have to look that up. I didn't even look. I'm sorry, Andy. 49-inch. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing one of them LGs, but that Nano, I got the P Series Quantum X. It was yes, I got a P Series in my front room. That thing is a beast, man. For the price, so freaking. I mean, especially if you buy them at the end of the year. People who play on monitors are asking for that. Yeah, yeah. I feel like PlayStation just feels like it's so behind on everything right now with all the stuff that they're gonna put in there. They're just. I mean, you gotta understand. Xbox, Microsoft, they're a software company. They got people. That's what they pay people to do is build software that makes life easier on these things. Sony, on the other hand, they're not exactly like they don't have as much software. I don't think they have as much software engineering in Sony as they do in Microsoft. Because if you look at Xbox's UI, it's basically Windows 10. I mean, it's a derivative of Windows 10, so it feels a lot more cohesive. It feels a lot better. Even though I think PlayStation kind of wasted a lot by doing that UI in 4K. They definitely wasted resources doing that. I really do hope that my monitor ultra wide 1440p in the Series X. Yeah, see, the Series X is a beast, man. I think even the Xbox One X supported it. Can you guys imagine though if this Fidelity FX Super Resolution works on Xbox One X? Oh my gosh, dude! Microsoft is gonna definitely be like they've already got all them systems out there, and if they could get that thing doing, like 4K 60 on the Xbox One X, because we were getting 4K on the Xbox One X. It might. It might. They did say it. I mean, if it's supporting 5,000 cards for Radon and stuff, Cerny, yeah. I don't know what the hell is going on with Mark Cerny sometimes, man. Getting his console features in there. Yeah, I mean, if Microsoft put as much effort into getting us games as they do software, people wouldn't be saying there's no games. No, it doesn't have RDNA 2 in it. But see, the thing with this Fidelity FX is they made it so that it's backwards compatible with older generations. It'll work in RDNA 1. It'll work in the Radon. What was it, like 5,000 series Radon cards? It'll work with. It'll work with the. It'll even work with the 10 series NVIDIA cards. They were showing that today. Godfall on the NVIDIA 10. What is it? The 1060 or something? No, it's GCN. The Xbox One X is GCN, I believe. But I think they said that it would work. I think it'll work. I think it's possible that it might actually work on that on the last gen consoles. It's possible. Look at Switch, 4 years and they're upgrading because they listen to one person. My mother, yeah, exactly. But that's gonna, Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I'm just speculating on the whole Xbox One X and last gen consoles. If it'll support, what did they say, like 3 generations old radon cards, or like 3 or 4 generations back in their own cards. I'm pretty sure that that would encompass the Xbox One X, because those are GCN, and as well as like the PlayStation 5 and stuff. We're talking about the graphics cards in both the last gen's console. Yeah, see, they did. They said it would support like older generation stuff, so I'm just assuming that it might be possible to run on last gen hardware. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, if it'll support, everything back to 1060. 1060 is before. Aren't those cards before the Xbox One X, or the Xbox One and PlayStation 5? IPS panel, AMD FreeSync, no PlayStation support for that monitor. Series S, just plug in. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I like these Vizio TVs or VA panels. They're great for gaming because you're not going to be sitting off to the side watching them. Yeah, this is purely speculation on my part that it would work, but I think that they were saying in that thing today. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like, don't take me on that, like, certainly, but that's just me speculating. I mean, if it'll work, if it's backwards compatible with all their older cards, because they were going back farther than just RDNA 1. They were going back to like Radon 4 or 5 series. And so I don't know if those are. I mean, you got to think that the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are 7 years old. So depending on how far back they go with that support for backward compatible, it might work. I don't know. That's just me, like, being, thinking that, hey man, that would be cool if it did work, right? Right? 4K UHD. Yeah. I mean, there are some games on the Series S that actually do run at 4K, like Ori and the Will of Wisps runs at 4K, and so does the Falconeer, I believe, if I'm correct. But so, hardware unboxed. They got a video on this. Yeah, I watched the AMD presentation, and they were talking about how they were talking about like older cards being able to use. New AMD announcement. Yeah, I just saw that AMD. 21 hours ago. Super resolution technologies with new graphics, hardware everywhere, super resolution. Tell us which games you want. Fidelity. AMD. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out what they said. Yeah, I mean that's true too. I mean they could be that way with the PlayStation 5. Wouldn't be the first time that Sony tried to, that Sony does what Sony does, man. They always give you what they think is best for you. I mean, they've basically stuck to their guns on everything for 5 generations now. I couldn't see them, going out of their way to. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring it eventually, but like, who knows when and how long it's going to be. Um, with the with the Watchdogs Legions patch today, that 60 FPS is like definitely the way you want to play that game for sure. Like it feels so good, and the ray tracing in there was always so fuzzy and stuff, but now that's gone and everything looks sharp and beautiful. Both of them look like they're holding a pretty high resolution. There is screen tearing on the Xbox version, but not on the PlayStation version. Kind of jerks. You can tell it's dropping frames, but it's nothing like too much. And then Wreckfest. Wreckfest got next gen for the Xbox Series X and S today. $10 upgrade fee. That game is freaking so cool, and it looks so good. Now, I highly recommend playing Wreckfest if you haven't already. You can definitely download the one that's on the last gen version on Game Pass right now. Battlefield 6 too. That's some more news today. Battlefield 6. It's going to be showing off on the 9th. That's going to be pretty cool. I'll be at work, so I won't be able to do a live thing for that. But the community manager for Need for Speed, his name is Matt or something. And like right after they showed that, he showed that picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers like holding hand or like shaking hands, and then it says something over the tweet that he said. Oh, here, I took a picture of that. I took a picture. It says Xbox Game Pass and Battlefield. I'll watch for the both of us. Yeah, definitely. I took a screenshot of that though. When he said that, rhyming with June soon. On Carl Weathers' arm, Game Pass and Battlefield. So, yeah, I mean that dude works for that guy works for EA Max. So that's a possibility. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, man, yeah." Because why else would they be announcing Battlefield so close? I mean, especially if EA said they're going to do their announcements in July. Yep, it got an upgrade patch today, $10 upgrade patch. They're still trying to get 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series S version, but you do get the better textures and everything if I remember correctly. So that's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, and it got a new mode today too. Like they said they upgraded the damage model and everything. So, and what I was playing earlier before I got on live, it definitely looks freaking good. PS5 does not support it. This is due to our understanding of priorities. PS5 was created for TVs. However, if there are more voices on this issue, we may add support for this resolution in a system update. We will continue to look at the trends shaping the market. Oh, yeah, so you might never get that unless a lot of people start wanting it. Because right now, they really don't make 4K TV or 2K TVs, but they do make 1440p monitors. Yeah, a lot of TVs do support 1440p. Yeah. I really don't get why Sony has to be so freaking like I don't understand it. I mean, if their machine is capable of it, they should just make all these options for everybody. I guess they don't want it to have to scale down from 4K to 1440p or whatever. But they'll super sample to 1080p. I would. Well, if you've got a QLED from 2018, I mean, you probably paid what a couple $1,000 for that TV. It should still be good. I don't know if it's going to have 2.1, but you should. But from right now, from what I can tell, is there's not a lot of games that are 4K at 120. So basically, if you keep your Samsung, you can still probably do like 120 at like 1080p or 1440p with HDR, because that's only 2.0 HDMI. So that Samsung QLED might actually be able to do that. Um, and until games start coming out at 4K 120 with HDR, I don't see any reason to go out of your way to upgrade. But I mean, if you do, you can get a Vizio for half the price of that Samsung that has all that technology and variable rate and VRR support. Sony, money. They want you to buy their 4K TVs. Yeah, right. Nobody's going to buy Sony 4K TVs. Like, not a lot of people, anyways. Samsung is way too prominent in the 4K market. And so is LG. Like, people don't even think Sony when they go look at 4K TVs. I mean, I know I didn't. I mean, I looked at them, but for the same price, you could get, a Samsung or a Vizio or something else. Yeah, they need to let them. They really do. And sell you fake 4K. Yeah, upscaled 4K checkerboard. Yeah, yeah. The TV you have doesn't have HDMI 2.1. Not from 2018. Most of these companies didn't start putting them in there until like 2020, or maybe I know some 2019 models might have it, like the CX or something from LG. I've been hearing a lot about that. Yeah, there's a lot of games that have 120 FPS support on the Xbox Series X right now. There's a lot. There's like, oh gosh, I think it was like 70 or something. There's a lot of them. 35. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true of 35 gigs of HDMI 2.1. So I mean, you're not going to get the full maximum of that anyways. Yeah, definitely, man. Going out of your way to man, honestly, I've been so happy with Vizio. You get QLED picture like the same as you get on. I mean, it's the same technology as your Samsung, but like a fraction of the price, dude. And the other, I think the biggest thing was Samsung's smart TVs have a better a UI or whatever. Like their their processors are way faster and stuff, so they turn out to be higher rated. But I don't know if that's $1,000 more worth it. You know what I mean? And I have an Nvidia card. I have DS. Yeah, exactly. I mean this Fidelity FX Super Resolution is going to work pretty good. Yeah, I heard the new Bioshock might be PS5 exclusive. I don't think it would be exclusive forever. Or definitely be a timed one. I don't think Sony can really afford to be paying for um, like generation long exclusive deals. Why don't you get a benefit from Fidelity FX? You got a Is your graphics card smaller than like a 1050 or whatever? Yeah, them Sony Bravias were pretty good, but gosh, LG and Samsung's marketing is just far better, far better. They take up more. I mean, you go into like Best Buy or somewhere, and the first thing you see is like a Samsung or an LG. You don't even see a Sony TV. They're way back on the wall, way behind everything else. Like Samsung and LG have better product placement. Yeah, I mean, I never really got into the Bioshocks that much, so I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, a lot of people would be pretty pissed off about that because I know that game's pretty popular. Yeah, exactly. If you own everything, it doesn't matter, Severin. Yeah, I don't see them doing that either. Like, I think people are just making stuff up now because it's getting close to E3 and everybody's getting anxious, man. We all got video game anxiety right now. Every single one of us. We're all thinking about video games all day long and sitting at work thinking about video games. No, no. If you have Fidelity FX is open source. They said it'll work all the way back to 1060 cards on NVIDIA, and they even showed a demo of it running on Fidelity, like FidelityFX on an NVIDIA card today, showing that the gains for Godfall on that. Yeah, Sony, Microsoft used to do it too, and Sony's been pretty bad with it lately. I don't get it. I mean, it doesn't make anything any better, having to buy a game on the PlayStation. But I was actually thinking about start doing like a yeah, just don't like game frauds a step far away from the core. Yeah, exactly. Like with Control Remedy, that really pissed me off, dude. I mean, if you're an Xbox owner, like Control, Remedy has always been producing, games for Xbox. So when they broke away with Control and gave Sony the marketing rights for that, and then Parity when the next gen versions came out, because we all know the Series X could definitely run that game a lot better than it does, but it's made exactly the same. And I even talked to the community manager at Remedy, and he said, yeah, we made this game to be the exact same on both consoles. Yeah, FidelityFX is I feel like FidelityFX is gonna be a far greater benefit to consoles than it ever will be for the PC space. Well, I mean, like eventually in time it's gonna get better for PC, but for right now it's gonna be it's gonna be something that is on piece of what?
Are you busy?
Yeah, on what?
Oh, you're live. The neighbor was wondering if you could use your muscles for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, tell him to be about a half hour or so.
Okay, he's trying to get his trailer up or something, and he just dropped the bed off and he can't lift it. So.
Yeah, tell him I'll be over in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Whoa. I was misinformed. Yeah. No, FidelityFX is AMD. AMD developed this software, but they have made it open source so that it can work on NVIDIA at the same time. And FidelityFX is going to be backward compatible as well. 2022, we're going to see some, yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of games supporting this technology. And it's definitely going to be part of Infinity Cache. Dude, that FidelityFX is going to be pretty good. And see, is where NVIDIA developed their like DLSS. That's all in-house, and like they don't share that with anybody. But with FidelityFX being open source, dude, this thing's going to be amazing. I think it's going to go far. And the way it runs off of 4 and 8-bit math, dude, that's so freaking, that rapid pack math is going to be pretty cool. I don't think it's better than DLSS right now. I think that it's going to be close, but I feel like with it being in the console space, it's going to grow far faster. With it being open source and in the console space, it's going to grow far faster. And these guys are going to learn some techniques, and they're going to learn them pretty quick. Yep, lower resolution with AI upscaling. That's exactly right. And then there's other things like mesh shaders and all the other stuff that they have in RDNA 2 that's definitely going to make things. We're going to get some pretty freaking beautiful games this generation, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. And which is smarter, open source, way better. I mean, NVIDIA is spending all that money on research and development, and they're keeping everything close. Whereas, and Microsoft's got a lot of money into that FidelityFX as well, because, well, their solution was DirectML. So, and that will be usable and scalable on the AMD side. Yeah, Microsoft's got a lot of stuff going for them, for their devs too. Yeah, I definitely think that the FidelityFX is going to. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for Battlefield 2. Oh my gosh, and it's going back to modern day. Whew. Yes, it's definitely. I'm so happy. I'm happy for this because we're going to finally start getting high fidelity 4K visuals, that are going to look good and still be able to give us a 60 FPS minimum. And that's probably like the best part of this. Yeah, during the dev event. Yeah, I seen that trailer leak for Battlefield 6, but it doesn't even look that it doesn't look that great because of like the way it was leaked or whatever. I mean, I have seen that, unless you're talking about another one that I didn't see. I saw this Fidelity FX stuff right before I went to work, and so when I'm at work, I can't really look at all that. Yeah, if they implement it correctly, it's going to be. I think it's all going to come down to each individual developer. The ones that have more resources are going to be able to use it and optimize it far better than the developers that won't. Yeah, that DLSS, man, that thing works pretty good. No, that is the one. Yeah, I it looks to me it looks pretty good. Like I'm excited for it, and like Frostbite, you can't deny Frostbite is an amazing engine on the right games. Like it works really good on Battlefield. Yeah, exactly. If Fidelity FX is better, I think Fidelity FX being open source is definitely going to grow a lot faster than NVIDIA's in-house DLSS. I mean, look, we're two generations into DLSS, and like it's good, but I mean, there's not that much adoption rate. Like what, 50 games support it right now? Fidelity FX has already got 10 developers on board, 10 projects on board, so it's going to grow pretty quickly. I think Fidelity FX is really going to be some amazing technology when it gets out. Yeah, they probably are. They probably would. I mean, if everybody else in the open source does all the work for them, all the legwork, I don't. And it's open source, why wouldn't they? That's just smart business, if you think about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I want technology to grow faster, and I think AMD is in the same boat. Like they want it to grow faster, so they're like, hey, you know what, we'll do whatever. Start yet with COVID and all the last gen. Yeah, this gen is gonna. I really hope we get. I don't know. I've been thinking that for a long time though. I wish we would still get like 10-year generations when it comes to these consoles, especially now. I mean, it just pushes them to get better. Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really seen Fidelity FX until it comes out on the 22nd. I'm pretty sure Godfall is going to be one of them first games to have it. Possibly Gears 5 might get, some sort of upgrade for it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited for this, man. Yeah, they keep using the excuse. Well, I mean, everybody's going to starve now that the beef plants went down anyway. So, I mean, yeah, Xbox has been offering Dolby Atmos for a long time. If you buy one of the headsets, you get a free, you get Dolby Atmos free until September. I bought this Xbox headset and I get Dolby Atmos for free, and it's yeah, Godfall does suck, but I would definitely re-download it on my PlayStation 5 to check out the Fidelity FX if they implement it. I would do that just so I could see it, but yeah, I have no desire to play that game. That's for sure. Unless they can get it in 4K at 60 frames a second. Yeah, that's I felt, yeah. After I paid for that, and then a couple weeks later, it was on sale for like half price. I was so mad. Yeah, one-time fee for life, $14.99. But if you buy a headset, you get it free until September of 22 or September of this year. September of this year, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy it. $15. That's not even a big deal. And you can have it on what, like 7 devices or something. You can use that for 7 different devices if you buy that. Um, I don't know. I kind of like my headphones with it. They sound all right. I mean, they're not the best headset in the world, but it does sound pretty good. Yeah, I do like the Atmos. I mean, the only thing I've noticed different on the PlayStation 5, with their little sound engine or whatever, is like sound comes from the little speaker on the controller. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that Razer setup with the headset and everything. The the PlayStation 5 sound engine coming from your controller. Yeah. I do kind of like. I mean, I do like it. It's pretty good. I like the sound quality that I get out of that headset. Sounds pretty good. Has has that the PlayStation or the Dolby? I think it's smart. I don't know if they should have locked it down, but 2 years. I mean, I don't know if PlayStation's going to implement it anyways. PlayStation would have to pay like the fees and stuff, wouldn't they, if they wanted the Dolby or pass it on to their customers? Yeah, I heard about that Astro. Because I don't have the PlayStation headset and I can't use my Xbox headset on it because it says it's not compatible with Bluetooth or whatever. So no, I have not compared that, but I was thinking about picking up that PlayStation headset. Don't know what you expect through a primarily game on PC. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta go help my neighbor um, fix this trailer thing. So if you guys don't mind for a minute, I can just run over there and I can come right back. But I don't know how long it's gonna take. Maybe like 10 minutes or so. You guys good with that? If I run over there and help him? Okay, I'll be back, guys. Okay, sorry guys. All right, let's see what I missed. Got it. All right. Scalpers. Yeah, I paid MSRP for both of mine. Yeah, that Xbox for the backward compatibility is definitely good, Anthony. That is definitely sure. Xbox today reopened the insider thing. Sign up for the insider Xbox Insiders. If you've got an Xbox One, you can buy a Series X directly from your Xbox. Yeah, multiplayer is better on the Xbox for sure. Yeah, exactly. If you don't have every platform, you're just missing out on something good. Oh yeah, this freaking heat kill you, man. I was outside for what, 5 minutes, and I'm already freaking dying now. I live in Utah. It's basically a desert. It's a desert like 6 months out of the year. Oh, hey, that's cool. I didn't lose that many people on the stream. Everybody basically stayed. That's cool. I appreciate you guys. I do appreciate you guys for waiting for that. My neighbor, he's trying to get out and go camping, and pulled the bed thing out of his camper way too far, and it fell on the ground. So, what are your guys' hopes for Battlefield 6? You think Battlefield 6 is going to be good? Moving back to Florida. That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind visiting the East Coast. I've never been to the East Coast. I've been on the West Coast all my life. I've lived in Wyoming, Arizona, Nevada, and Utah. You know what, man? Evanston, Wyoming, Servin, amazing place. Not even a lot of people there. It's like 700,000 people in the whole state of Wyoming. So nice there. And if you've got a good job where you can work from home, man, if this YouTube really takes off, man, I might just buy a house down there. It's so cheap, a lot cheaper. Yeah, so Battlefield 4, it's definitely going back to the modern. Sev, okay, Sev. I'll just call you Mr. Evans. No, just really hope Battlefield is not too far from. Yeah, I don't really like that super futuristic stuff too, like Infinity, like that infinite warfare and stuff from Call of Duty. That was kind of dumb. Hatley, Montreal, Quebec have a population of 700 something. Oh yeah, yeah. You'd probably fit in. You'd probably like either Montana, Idaho, or Wyoming. Very, very not densely populated, and I think the hottest it gets in Wyoming, gosh, was like 80 something degrees, man. But there's a lot of snow in the wintertime, so you'd probably feel pretty good there. I lived there for just over a couple of years, and yeah, you get a lot of snow in Wyoming. November for Battlefield, or moving. Exactly. Not a desert rat. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that those places stay kind of cool for the most part. Yeah, dude, it's so beautiful out there in freaking Evanston. Oh no, I know. I got like most of the guys that I play Black Desert Online with, they're all from Canada. Yeah, I probably will come in November. It would be nice if it came in like October or something too, though. I don't know. I mean, they usually do launch in November, though. You know what's really weird is we haven't heard anything about this year's Call of Duty yet, except for like rumors that it's going to be World War II again, and Sledgehammer's making it, but they haven't shown us anything about that. I'm not even excited for another Call of Duty. I'm probably not even going to buy it this year. June 9th. June 9th for Battlefield 6. Yeah, that's pretty true. Got a lot of Canadian friends. Yeah, E3 would definitely be better. I hate it when they do that crap throughout the week, though. I wish that. I mean, I like it when they do it, over the E3 weekend like normal. But gosh, it just seems like all of them are starting to spread out so far apart. Yeah. Yeah, us Americans can be pretty confrontational most of the time because we're spoiled fucking brats, dude. You know what I mean? We're pretty spoiled. We got everything except for our meat. Now we're not going to eat beef anymore. Yes, Elder Six Scrolls would definitely be really nice to see. They might show something this year, but I don't know. We're just barely getting that save money E3 games. So yeah. Man, I might start like reviewing the games like that, just telling, hey, just wait for the month after sale. Because I swear they come out, we get to pay full price for them, and we get to do the gosh, what is it? The quality assurance for them, like with Cyberpunk, and then they release the full game that's all patched up and everything for half price. Yeah, COD, I don't know, man. I'm getting so old. I'm so over Call of Duty. Yeah, I guess that's true. We are pretty standoffish for the most part. A lot of games on sale for E3. Yeah, that's true. Mostly Ubisoft though. They're all going to be like $10. You get any Ubisoft game you want for $10 during E3. Passionate. Yeah, there you go. I guess it depends on what part of the country you live in too. Well, yeah, I mean they're all passionate, aren't they? Just different. I don't know, man. Some of the stuff I was seeing over the summer, oh my gosh, it made me just cringe. Made me happy I live in a freaking in a red state. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are nuts. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this FidelityFX Super resolution. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about that theory that it's probably gonna be better suited for consoles than it's gonna be for PCs? You guys see that being true? You guys think the console developers are gonna put better work into it? Yeah. Well, you guys actually have Justin Trudeau, don't you? He's still the main guy out there, isn't he? Trudeau, Justin. Just changed their fix DLC roadmap. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I love CD Projekt Red, but oh my gosh, man, this PC is more fluid. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is probably going to be the best technology that girly feminist. Oh gosh, man. I don't know. Well, we got the dude that doesn't even remember where he is now. Oh my gosh. I mean, with that meat plant and that oil line getting hacked or whatever, I mean, like, how incompetent can our government freaking be, dude? I just, gosh, it's starting to feel like just incompetence on on everything, you know. Yeah, well, they outnumber us 7-1 in America. Yeah, they do. I mean, that's true. They do build the games on the PC. That is true. I'm just saying that I feel like because PC enthusiasts they really like their oh gosh, what is it? Their control over everything. So, but on the console space, we basically get a curated package that that the developers decide what looks best and how they want to display their game. They can't tell you any of his policies or anything. Yeah, that's true. They said that was running on the PlayStation 5, didn't they? I mean, you'd think if they were playing it on the PC, they would have had it running at 60. Yeah. Oh, I don't even vote. That shit's just pointless. I don't want nothing to do with that. I mean, I used to care when I was going to school to be a cop, but I just don't. I don't care about it anymore. It doesn't affect me that much. Yeah, there was a lot of micro stutters in that's for sure. But then again, like I'm saying, with that Watch Dogs Legion patch that we just got, there's a lot of micro stutters in that game as well. The Xbox version screen tears, but the PlayStation 5 has micro stutters. You can see them. They're really obvious. Yeah, now it does. Definitely getting Xbox. And dude, what are people gonna say when all them PlayStation games start hitting that freaking Xbox day one or hitting the PC day one PlayStation games? Oh, yeah, man. I've been thinking about just kind of doing like a little side project PC and see how it goes, but I don't know, man. So here's my thing. Every time a brand new game comes out, I usually always buy them day one. I usually buy all my consoles day one. So, man, I've got so much money, and I'm buying them digital now. So I've got so much money invested in this console space that buying a PC. Ah, man, I don't know. And to be able to even get a worthwhile card right now, open frame rate. See, and that's the thing. I mean, don't we basically want a locked frame rate, whether it's 3060 or 120? I mean, isn't that what we'd rather shoot for, or do we want just open frame rate with VRR displays? What do you guys think is better? Because I've never really got into all that. Yeah. And you know what? I mean, the Xbox community was a little upset about that at first, but they got over it pretty quick. They don't care. I mean, people, dude, Microsoft putting out this Series X. I mean, that thing's like a mid. I would say probably a mid level PC. Yes and no on the frame rate thing. And see, that's the thing. I like every PC gamer that I know personally that like I know. A lot of them tell me that they spend more time optimizing their stuff than actually playing the damn games, and then they obsess over like getting shit set up perfectly to like play games. But then again, all of my friends are ADD like me, so I'd probably be doing the same thing, sitting there playing around with the settings and everything all day long. I want 144 or 160 because of so doesn't. But I always thought that like uneven frames is like screwed up. Like it want to cause like stutter or jitter or anything like that. So the higher you go, the less of a chance of bottleneck. If you try to stick it at like 60 or something, that's when you get the bottlenecks. See, I'm trying to understand PC a little more because I have been thinking about doing it, but I'm going to want like a pretty powerful card because I'm going to be able to want to play my racing games at a solid 4K resolution. So basically, so you can just set it. So is this on all PCs? Because I know that my friends like always are tinkering with their stuff. So the PCs nowadays auto detect stuff and set it the best settings for you. Hey, I just didn't know that was the case. I might look into that. I might see what's really going on. See if I can find something. I'd probably just get like a pre-built one though. I don't know. Something that's going to have the card and everything that I want because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a card. Take your hardware and set up again. Best measure. I know that I'm a complicated person, and I downloaded that GeForce for my laptop. I should probably just get a game on my laptop because it is a gaming PC, so I should probably just buy one on that and see how that goes. But I'm only going to be able to get 1080p on this thing. It's only a MX350. It's supposedly like a 10 series graphics card, so I don't know. I've heard a lot of people saying that because it's only like a quarter of the power consumption or something, so it doesn't really do what it should. Okay. Yeah, I've got that NVIDIA GeForce Experience app on here in my NVIDIA settings. I just haven't ever really looked into PC gaming because at first it was I didn't want to do the mouse and keyboard, but now that you can basically use an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 controller on it, that's not a barrier anymore. On Steam in the big picture mode and navigate with the controller on the TV to get your console-like experience. Yeah, I mean my TV has HDMI ports, so I can definitely plug it into my TV. I can plug this laptop into my TV and still play on that. I'm definitely I really am considering a PC for my racing games because you can get like the racing games are far the sim racing games are a lot better on PC than they are on the console. So that is something that I have been looking at getting. Another thing that's stopping me is I don't know what to get. I mean, there's so many freaking choices out there that I want to get something right that's going to be good the first time. I mean, there's like when I bought this laptop, I mean, like I'm not like computer stupid or illiterate or anything like that. But when I bought this laptop, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you can upgrade the memory and blah 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 and everything." And come to find out, I can't. So I mean, I'm kind of irritated with this laptop, but it is what it is. I mean, it's fast. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you guys have suggestions, definitely let me know. I mean, you guys can email me whole builds and stuff. If you guys want to do that, that would be awesome. Because I know I need to do a desktop PC for my YouTube channel. So if I'm going to put one of those together, I might as well just put together something that is going to that's going to be able to run games too. because I mean I know I need a good enough graphics card to do. Let's see, to be able to do what I need to do with that. Because I mean I feel like this YouTube channel has grown pretty good. Ryzen 9 5900 32 gigs of G Skill, Trident Z 36 megahertz RAM, and a NVIDIA. How the hell did you get a 3080? And so that just does everything for for you, like per game. It'll just set it up. Um, yo Jimbo. 16. Oh man, you guys are talking me into it. Probably gonna not be a console gamer much longer. No, I'm just joking. I know I need one for this YouTube channel, so I'm definitely gonna get something. I was thinking, what do you guys think is going to be easier to get, an NVIDIA card or AMD? Nice. But then I got to rebuy all my games on Steam, though, don't I? Well, I mean, I guess I could use my Xbox games on the PC, right? Yeah. Gosh. I think the only way I'm going to be able to get something is if I buy a pre-built. If I Yeah. Frame rate unlimited stuff. Yeah. NVIDIA, AMD doesn't help with game setup. Okay. Yeah, I definitely do like I mean, I hear a lot more people liking NVIDIA than AMD, that's for sure. But AMD is doing pretty good lately, I think. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely probably going to be upgrading, at least getting a PC. Oh, they'll optimize all the games at once. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I'm probably going to be looking. I know I'm getting a desktop for my YouTube studio, so maybe I'll just get something a little better for actually doing gaming. Yeah. Yeah. Ryzen 5000 series, one of the newer Intel chips in the NVIDIA series. So what if I did like a 3060 or something? Are those ones pretty hard to get? Well, see, I'm going to be able to want 4K, so I'm probably going to have to go 3080, right? Or 3070 or 3080 Ti for $1,199 for a damn card. I could buy an Xbox and a PlayStation for that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm probably just going to go pre-built. Yeah, this is the first generation that I've actually even considered going PC, and that's just because of these systems being so close to that PC experience. It's like, gosh, dude, I mean, where do they go from there? You know what I mean? They're already like mid-level PC, so where do they go from there? They like the only way to go higher really is probably just to go PC. So the lower cards are going to be harder to find. So 3080 or 3080 Ti. I might see if I can get a hold of one of them 3080 Ti's. I just need like 10,000 more subscribers, and then they'll send me one, right? They'll just send me a free one. 16 gigs, yeah. 32. I'd probably go with the 32 gigs. Something that's going to be able to like handle all the programs and stuff at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely. So I'm thinking probably $3,000 for a good setup, right? That's freaking terrible. Ugh. And then when my wife's like, and then every year when I'm like, hey babe, I need another $1,500 so I can go buy another graphics card. The people, okay, so here's my thing though. When you buy a PC, is it like buying a truck? Like you don't need to upgrade your shit every year? The more I spend, the less I have to upgrade. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I got a friend that owns a PC shop, but oh, dude, he's always like, I trust him, but I don't trust him. You know what I mean? Because I mean, when I first went to his shop, he was trying to tell me that like the 1050 was like an amazing card, and I was like, dude, like I'm not that dumb. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure the 1050 is a good card for like 1080p, but I want like 4K. You know, that's so when they drop below 60 frames a second. Um, so now the consoles have SSDs. I should probably future proof with getting something that's compatible with like the PS like a NVMe 4 setup as well. Plan it correctly. You need to think 5-year term. Okay. Yeah, freak man, that just sounds. I mean, it's not that. I mean, I'd spend what $1,000 every 3 years for consoles. So because I usually just buy both of the consoles. The last generation was the first time I didn't buy the Xbox right at the first of the generation with the Xbox One. I was kind of just thinking about not even buying one last gen. Yeah, that's what I bought. That's what I bought for the PS5 upgrade was that 980 Pro, that 1 terabyte. Hopefully they let me upgrade my PlayStation 5 eventually, right? Yeah, I might just start buying. I might just start buying these PC pieces like piece at a time, and then just buy like a nice case and stuff, and figure out how to do all the water cooling stuff. Yeah, that's why I bought it. That's why I bought it for the PS5 because it more than matches the spec they need, and it's a Gen 4, and I got this heat sink for it that'll actually fit after I've got the after I put it in there, it'll still fit within that slot. So I mean, when I put it in there, I want it to be pretty good. I want it to be set up. Yeah, Gen 4, that 980 Pro, PCIe 4.0 NVMe M.2, 7,000 megabyte read speed, 600 terabytes written. Yeah, dude, I can't see Sony not letting that be an option, right? I mean, they have to let that be an option because I just spent. I mean, it was on sale. I picked it up for $200. I was gonna get the 2 terabyte one, but they didn't have any in stock, and I wanted to get on it and get one before the crypto crazy start going after all the hard drives, man. I mean, the memory in my laptop's like 4200 or yeah, 4266 megahertz or something. Yeah, and that's exactly the thing, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, these PCs, yeah. I mean, the reason why I would go, like, why I would possibly go AMD is because that's basically what the consoles have in them. They're hesitant to release compatible drives because then people will realize that when they do that, oh yeah, oh yeah, well it's 5.5 gigabytes a second, and then all of a sudden everything that's coming out is like 7,000. Oh gosh, yeah that yeah that PS5 having that SSD soldered to the board kind of sucks too though, because there's that thing goes out, you're basically screwed. I mean, where the Xbox, at least it's an actual card that you can put in and pull out. So that was pretty cool. I noticed that. Yeah, I don't know. When Mark Cerny came out and saying that, oh yeah, this will be the fastest um, M2 drive that on the market. It's going to take a while for manufacturers to catch up, and they're already blowing them out of the water. Like that Samsung dropped like right at the first of the year, didn't it? I think it was in January when this launched. Yeah, not. I mean, normally that's true, but they just barely launched RDNA 2 at the same time they launched the consoles, though, didn't they? So I mean, like in 2 years, it'll be 2 years behind. But I think this is the closest we've ever got to consoles launching right at a mid tier. But I mean, these APUs are still basically like laptop APUs, aren't they? Or like they're better suited for like a laptop or something. $2,300. I think the most expensive part's going to be that graphics card. If I'm trying to get a 3080 Ti for $1,200, because I'm not going to pay more than MSRP for it. I'm not going to go I'm not going to go out of my way to pay a scalper anything for any money for anything. Like if I can get one, with my luck, being able to pre-order all my Xbox Series X and then go over to Target and pick up my PlayStation 5 and have Microsoft send me a Series X, like I a Series S. I don't think I would be willing to pay a scalper. That's for sure. I figure if I build it myself, I'm maybe 50, $60 for a case, motherboard, 250, $300. Yeah. And see, that's the thing, a lot of the games I play are going to be good with AMD, and a lot of I play a lot of Ubisoft games. Did you guys say they run better on AMD or Nvidia? Yeah. I used to build. So when I was 18, I worked at Gateway, and I built like the desktops and shipped them out. I mean, I know how to put a PC together. I mean, it is definitely a lot different now because the graphics cards are like this big when they were just a little freaking when before they were small. I mean, gosh, Ubi is Nvidia. Okay, yeah, don't go by that. I mean, I always see them, like Nvidia giving away like the free games with graphics cards. I see AMD doing it. um, like I used to be completely against AMD back, like 10 years ago. So if I do, but I should pair a Ryzen CPU with the Nvidia graphics card though. Ubisoft, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they have a clue either. They put a 5,000 SSD on an underperforming board. Yeah. That's true. You know what the funny thing is like some games will load so much faster on the Xbox. And that Xbox, like when you see those teardowns, that Xbox motherboard looks freaking pretty stout. Yeah, I was thinking, if I do all Ryzen build, then I get, that Infinity Cache and stuff or that Super Boost or whatever too. Yeah, the PS5 is it definitely feels that way sometimes. That's for sure. It definitely feels a little undercooked. That is for sure. The PlayStation 5 doesn't feel, in my opinion, doesn't feel as smooth as the Series X. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. I definitely feel like the PlayStation 5 is going to suffer. Yeah, I seen that Sebring Rocket M2 Gen 4 too, the $500 one. Yeah. I mean, this is the first laptop I ever had with an SSD, and oh my gosh, this thing is so freaking fast. I was like, wow, that thing is quick. Yeah, AMD drivers, I've definitely heard a lot about them being buggy and not great. Not great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I definitely heard AMD drivers are pretty awkward too. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I probably will just go end up with Nvidia. That's for sure. CPU side, the AMD CPU drivers are no issue at all. Yeah, I mean, so grab that. I mean, the AMD, the price to performance sounds pretty good because it doesn't sound like Intel's innovating much anymore. Yeah, months for drivers. See, gosh, and you guys are talking me right out, and you're right out of getting a PC. That's for sure. I like to be able to just throw on my games and play them without having to worry about any of that stupid stuff. NES. NES. I started playing on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I was 5 years old. I went over to a friend's house, and the first time I saw Mario, I was in love, dude. I was hooked. I was a freaking gamer. My first experience with Dark Souls was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. That freaking game was hard. Atari. I mean, I've played an Atari and stuff before, but like the first actual time I saw a game and played it was on an NES. Single clock speeds are better for games. Aren't they starting to build games out more with multi-threaded stuff though? I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm 40. I'll be 41 here in um, October. Yeah, we're about the same age, man. Definitely. My parents were poor. I didn't even get my actual first console till I was 10 years old, and Sub for Santa brought it to me, a regular Nintendo. I was 10 years old when I got that regular Nintendo. And then after that, when I wanted my Super Nintendo, I had to go get a freaking paper route, man, and save up money to get a Super Nintendo. No, the only game I could afford for that Super Nintendo when I got it was like Bill and Lampoon's Combat Basketball. You remember that game? Oh my gosh, that was the only game I could afford because it was like 29 bucks. I remember paying $95 for what was it, Ultimate, Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. Those games were freaking ridiculous back then, especially when I was 12 years old when I got that Super Nintendo, and then Super Nintendo was still the thing when I turned 16 and I got an actual first job. Yeah, for real. I do. My parents, man, they were my parents were hillbillies for sure. Yeah, gosh. Now it's like, gosh, I have more money than I have time. You know what I mean? Like I can basically buy whatever game or whatever I want, but just having the time to play it in the South Bronx. I grew up in Magna, Utah. It's like the crappiest part in Utah. Like looks like we all came from the ghetto, and now that's probably why we all understand the value of actually getting up and going to our jobs every day, right? All these other freaking kids nowadays, they just want to stay home and collect a freaking check. PC NZXT build is a good service to use, or Origin PC. Okay. Okay. Head job. LOL. I like work. I do. I like my job. I'm a mechanic and stuff, so I'm like always like I'm always busy like doing stuff. But oh man, sometimes it does get old. My fingers hurt all the time. Always cracking and bleeding and stuff. Snowflakes. Exactly, man. This new generation, like I don't know, dude. If they came to my job and worked for a half hour, they would never cry again about flipping a burger, dude. Yeah, that would see that. That would be awesome, man. If I can get this YouTube thing off the ground and like really, really like push it and do a good service to people, to make it worth all the work. I mean, because this is kind of like another job, honestly. Trying to figure out things to do and stuff like that. And I've been trying to do at least a video every single day. I was thinking about doing like a 2 hour show like we're doing right now, like just like coming up with like a 2 hour show and like sitting on here like Monday through Friday, and then just post videos on Saturday and Sunday. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys be willing to come to one of my shows every from 5 to 7 every night? I was thinking about Fanboy Anonymous, starting like a Fanboy Anonymous. Everybody comes and we try to get over our fanboyism and just start playing video games because video games are cool and we're old. Yeah, definitely did that, Sev. I did after my first wife left me, I got onto methamphetamines and stayed on that for like 7 years, sleeping from couch to couch, park park. Yes, consistency. That's why I love my work now. Definitely been on both sides of the fence, that's for sure. Drugs are bad, MK. Sleeping. Where? Oh yeah, man. It's not. It's I, life is definitely harder than. I wouldn't say it's harder. I would just say that like there's shit you got to do so that you can live the life you want to live. Yeah, never on drugs or alcohol. Yeah, I don't really drink. I never really drank. Just did the meth for a while. I did what I wanted to do. My father didn't believe me. Oh yeah. See, I left my house when I was 17, man. Yeah, sleep ain't easy on methamphetamine, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, man. I'm what 11 years clean now? 10 years clean? Yeah, 10 years clean. Exactly 10 years clean. After my son passed away, I relapsed and you know relapsed for a couple of months, but ever since then I've got about 10 years clean now. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, spiteful people, man, are some of the worst. It's like I don't hold a grudge. I usually let things go. Don't try to sit and don't try to sit and hold on to stuff. I mean, it's easier that way. 50 more to go. Yeah, exactly. I hope I live another 50 years, man. I'm the kind of guy that will not go to the doctor, so probably just get cancer and die. But then again, it's not the cancer that kills you, it's the damn treatment. I lost my mom last year. I mean, she could walk and move and everything before she went on that treatment, and then she was gone in a couple months after that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I mean, like people should just be happy for you for being able to do what you got to do. Yeah, I mean, but you got to forgive. Yeah, what Yo Jimbo said. Just if you forgive, then you're clean, man. You can walk away from that and not have to sit and worry about that. Yeah, yeah. It's usually them that that has the problem, and like eventually he's going to realize that, and you know eventually he's going to figure it out. Maybe your grandpa was really mean to him or something, and that's all he knows. But I don't know your grandpa. I don't. Yeah, you probably know your grandpa better than I do. That's for sure. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't resent you. I mean, maybe he just. Maybe he's one of those really proud guys. That like just doesn't know how to express how he feels. And you ever think about it that way? Maybe he does. Because I mean, like I know I love my kids. Oh, are you the youngest, or are you the oldest, or somewhere in the middle? My mom and dad had 12 freaking kids, bro. 12 of us, man. I'm second to the youngest. My youngest sister was like the spoiled rotten brat. Yeah, but I mean, eventually you're gonna care. I mean, it always gets to that point where like if you always want those. I mean, you always want your parents to at least be proud of you. I mean, like I know that I know that my parents are proud of me because I'm freaking 41 years old, taking care of myself. My mom and dad were on welfare, the whole time. Yeah, yeah. I usually, I usually help people when I can too. Yeah, but at least you're successful in what you chose to do, right, Sev? I mean, that's all that really matters, dude. As long as you're successful and you can take care of you, you know, I guess in the end, if he doesn't accept what you do, that bro, yeah, at least you got games for fun. I hear a lot of people, my wife's brother, he's kind of screwed up from war and stuff too. A couple of my brothers too, they just after you go to the war, you never come back the same. That's for sure. Different, it changes everything. And you're the young that's it, dude. That's probably why he just I don't know. Yeah, the youngest is either the spoiled or the one that they think they're going to have to take care of for the rest of their life. Well, I mean, like now, I mean, kids got to turn 35 before they move out, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, playing video games for me is like is my way to deal with the stress of the world. Like I would rather be playing video games or doing something that doesn't have to that doesn't make me think a lot too. I'm the same way, man. Yeah, some dads are just like that, man. Like they have their favorites, and I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to love all my kids, basically, for the most part equally. I mean, I do have my yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I do have my favorites, like my firstborn, is always gonna be my firstborn, and then a few in the middle, that watch my YouTube channel. I probably should not really say who they are, but you know what I mean. Yeah, don't let it bother you, man. It it's just kind of the way things are. I mean, like being a father. I mean, I've got 5 kids, and yeah, I don't like to admit it, but I do kind of have my favorites. Sometimes they piss me off, and the other ones are my favorites. But I feel like I try to treat them all, pretty much equally. You know, I am a little harder on Junior because he's a boy, but the rest are girls. But Junior does get the brunt end of the stick most of the time. Changed his name from Junior to Hungry all the time because he's always hungry. Hmm. You ever consider going to a therapist, Seb? Yeah, I mean, I try to be there for him. I mean, sometimes like when I come home and I'm in a bad mood and I mean, like I do take it out. I do take it out on him sometimes, but uh, I am trying to definitely get better with that. Definitely. Oh, you just yeah. I mean, some guys are like that though, Sev. Like they just oh yeah. I know. After you said the last thing that it just bothers you. Not that it bothers you, you just don't understand it. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, dude. I mean, exactly. Nobody. I mean, yeah. I mean, nobody really knows what's going on in anybody's head. I mean, I'm pretty sure he cares. You're just not his favorite. Think about it that way. Just think that hey, maybe I'm not his favorite. Maybe the other one's his favorite because that does happen in life. I mean, like I said, I mean, like a couple of my kids are my favorite, and a couple of them are you know yeah, you know what I mean. Like there's times that I favor some other than the other one. Like I mean, like I know I do that, but that's something I'm actively working on not to do that as much. And it has been getting easier now that my oldest has moved out, and the other one doesn't really like care anymore because she's an adult too, so they don't really care. So now it makes it easier to not. It makes it easier to separate. You know, to start treating the other ones the same. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true. Squeaky wheel gets the most. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, man. You just bug the hell out of them, and then that's true. I mean, if they're always there, yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, I mean, always seeing like going places and you guys travel a lot, yo Jimbo. Yeah, that's true too. Successful children, shortcomings. It's true. Yeah. Maybe only give him half of what he needs. I don't know. No, I mean I'm a firm believer, that you should take care of your parents and stuff, when they can't do for themselves. I mean, you should always be there for your family. That's definitely the right that's definitely the right attitude to have, Sev. Definitely the right attitude to have. If your family or your parents need something, you should definitely be there if you can to do that for them. And that's cool. I wish me and my wife could travel a lot, man. We like her job, she's a manager, so basically she's always there and nobody wants to work anymore, so they're always short staffed, so she works hella overtime. Yeah, and life. Yep, they did give you life, so give back and money and everything. So yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh man, you guys are great. I really enjoy doing this. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop it now. I'm gonna go eat some food and spend some time with the wife now. I might post a video that I recorded before I did this earlier. Yeah, she's a manager. She manages a food store or a fast food place, so she's always at work. I'm pretty sure he does care for you, Sev. Like, why wouldn't he? I mean, he does, but yeah. Everybody calls in. They're all sick. They all don't feel good. They all got stymietis. You know what I mean? Like, freaking idiots. Yep. See you later, games. Yeah, definitely. I will. Yeah, I definitely got enough. I definitely got enough military in the family to get military discounts too. Come from a long line of military. Yep. You guys have a good night, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat some dinner and play some video games. Talk to you guys again shortly. Probably. I'm really thinking about doing this like every day, like getting on here and doing like a little show every day, like a couple hours a day. I don't know. Have to see if the timing works out. Yeah, we'll see you later, Sev. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks.